Welcome back, Gooners family. Transfer news. Every Premier League club's plans for January window 2026 takes you through every Premier League club's plans for the transfer window, including incomings and outgoings. The transfer window reopens on Thursday, January 1, 2026, and closes at the earlier time of 7 p.m. on Monday, February 2, 2026. Arsenal are likely to be quiet in January after a busy summer, as they feel the squad is capable of winning the Premier League title, and it has already been put to the test with a raft of injuries. Mikel Arteta has said Arsenal have to be actively looking at the market in January after losing more players than they had anticipated. Arsenal will always keep their eyes open for unique market opportunities, elite players, or longer-term targets. However, it is accepted deals of that magnitude are usually rare in the January window. Arsenal have been looking at the European market for young players with potential and are understood to have scouted Elche midfielder Rodrigo Mendoza, AC Milan fullback Davide Bartasaghi, and Eintracht Frankfurt forward John Mateo Bahoya. Arsenal hold talks with Blackburn over striker. Arsenal have held talks with Blackburn Rovers over the signing of forward Igor Tyjon. Arsenal have kept an eye on the 17-year-old England U18 international's development for some time, and a move this month has not been ruled out. Tyjon made his Blackburn debut last season in the Championship and also played in the Carabao Cup this term. Jones knows Arsenal versus Liverpool prediction. Our resident betting expert has had his say. According to the Premier League title-winning odds, it's never been more likely this season than now that Arsenal will land the outright prize. After Chelsea's late salvo at Manchester City, the 1/4 on offer with Sky Bet on Arsenal for the title is the shortest price they've been all season. Only Arsenal can stop Arsenal now. For this game, the under 2.5 goals line is worth a look at 11-10 with Sky Bet. Mikel Arteta and Arne Slot are cut from a similar cloth. Territory matters. Risk management matters. Neither wants a basketball match. When two managers are this obsessed with control, the game often eats itself. In big games between elite managers of this nature, it often promises drama and delivers tension instead. One goal either way could be enough. Score prediction, 1-0. Defense and depth. Neville on why Arsenal will beat Man City to the title. Gary Neville believes the latest round of Premier League fixtures outlines why Arsenal will beat Man City to the title this season. Arsenal secured a dramatic 3-2 win away at Bournemouth on Saturday, thanks to a double from Declan Rice and Gabriel's opener, while City conceded an added time to draw to Chelsea in the same week. Enzo Maresca walked away from his role at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal now sits 6 points clear at the top of the table with 18 games to go in the season. It's a boost for Arsenal that today. They will be annoyed if they can hang on their shoulder, Neville said on the Gary Neville podcast. 4 points off them with 7 or 8 games, that would be really interesting. Pep Guardiola can start to turn the heat up, but they have to be within touching distance. I think Arsenal win the title. I think City will go in front of them at times and might catch them, but Arsenal have something. Bournemouth was the perfect example of that. The firepower they bring off the bench will do real damage. Bringing players on with real quality, replacing players who are quality, you will win a lot of matches. Arsenal have got that. They really have. They have options. They are also better defensively than City. I look at that City back four and that concerns me. That is not going to win a title. He's doing unbelievable. Rice defends Gyökeres form. Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice has provided a staunch defense of Victor Gyökeres, saying he's been unbelievable for the team, who wouldn't be where they are without him. Gyökeres is currently on a run of 8 Premier League games without a goal from open play, after failing to have a shot in the 3-2 win over Bournemouth. But Rice, who scored 2 goals in that game, paid tribute to Gyökeres' work rate and highlighted Arsenal's second goal of the night as a good example of what the Swedish striker brings. It's tough for him because he's got 2 defenders on him all game, so he has to use his strength or whatever he can to help the team. With that first goal, without him making that run from Gabi Martinelli's flick and holding it and setting it to Martin, the goal would not have happened for us to turn the game on its head. I see this guy every day. I see his finishing, how hard he hits a ball. When that space arrives for him and the ball's arriving at his feet to score goals, he will 100% score. But defenders in the Premier League want to be able to stop Victor Gyökeres because he's one of the best strikers in the world, naturally when you play the best players. Trust me, he's doing unbelievable for us. We wouldn't be where we are without him. So let's keep trying to feed him and get him on the score sheet. But if not, the way he's helping the team is massive. Redknapp, Arsenal have to win a title. Sky Sports' Jamie Redknapp. It's not just the Premier League. It's the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, top of the Championship. Everything is going so well for them.
It's the least important competition for them, but I genuinely believe the Carabao Cup will be so important for them because if they win that, it will relax them into the rest of the season. It'll take the pressure off to a certain extent. Don't get me wrong, they want the league title and the championship can take care of itself. If they're lucky enough to do the double, unbelievable. But I do think they've got to win a trophy, and if they can win the Carabao Cup, it will relax them because at times with Arsenal, as good as they've been these last few years, at times they've been so unfortunate, but pressure has sometimes gotten in their way. They want it so bad, it hurts, which can sometimes come at a cost, and it has done. Arsenal or City, who will win the title? When someone wins the Premier League, all we focus on are the last 3 or 4 games, but there's games like this that are the defining moments. It puts so much pressure on Manchester City. You want Manchester City to get beat tomorrow if I'm playing for Arsenal. I know people say we worry about ourselves, but there's less worry if the other teams are losing. It's horrible for Manchester City. They've got to play Chelsea, and it won't be an easy game. They've got to win just to stay 4 points behind. It's grinding. Last August, if you'd have said Arsenal will be 7 points clear of Manchester City, and Manchester City's game in hand is at home to Chelsea, you take that every day of the week. They've just got to keep going game by game. The games go very quickly, and before you know it, you're in March and you're into the last 8 games, and then it starts. Manchester City will be thinking, if we can get to within 3 points of Arsenal with 7 games to go, we will fancy our chances very strongly. If it's 6 or 7, I don't see it. Their squad is so strong, but I don't think Arsenal has a natural goal scorer. Gyökeres is supposed to score goals, but he's not a natural goal scorer. He's never really tapping balls in. When it gets down to those last 8 games and it's so nervy, you might need that out of nothing, and I don't think they have a natural goal scorer. The nearest thing to it might be Jesus, but Arteta goes with Gyökeres before him, and I think he'll go with Havertz before him as well when he comes back. Today's goals were from a center half and a midfielder, not a center forward. Merson, Arsenal reminds me of Fergie's Man United. Paul Merson said Arsenal's ability to grind teams down despite not playing well and their vast squad depth reminds him of Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United team. The Gunners came from behind to beat Bournemouth 3-2 after falling behind early on. Arsenal seemed to grind teams down. They did it against Villa last week. They did it today. Second half they had more composure. The squad is so strong, he said. The 3 subs that came on, it reminds me of Alex Ferguson's squads at Man United of old. It wasn't vintage, but what can you say? You should enjoy it. This is a big football result. Games like this are the defining moments. It puts so much pressure on Manchester City. I used to watch all the games. If you're an Arsenal player, you want Manchester City to get beat. It helps. I know people say we worry about ourselves, but you worry less if the other teams are losing. Last August, if you'd have said Arsenal will be 7 points clear of Manchester City and Manchester City's game in hand is at home to Chelsea, you take that every day of the week. They've just got to keep going game by game. The games go very quickly, and before you know it, you're in March and you're into the last 8 games, and then it starts. Manchester City will be thinking, if we can get to within 3 points of Arsenal with 7 games to go, we will fancy our chances very strongly. If it's 6 or 7, I don't see it. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment.